Picture yourself reaching for your phone on the nightstand after turning off the lamp, or maybe just shifting a little under the covers to find a more comfortable position. Notice how that tiny movement feels in your body right now. Do your legs or arms seem to protest just a bit, like they're moving through thicker air than usual? Does a quiet ache settle in somewhere? Or does your mind feel a touch distant, as if it's not quite fully present? If even that small adjustment brings a sense of reluctance, extra effort, or a whisper of fatigue, particularly if you're in your 60s or beyond, it's a signal worth paying attention to. It isn't necessarily the unavoidable toll of time passing. The National Institutes of Health has put out clear information showing that about 70% of adults over 60 have magnesium levels that aren't at the ideal point for keeping everything feeling smooth and energetic. What surprises most is how this often stays hidden. Everyday blood tests tend to report normal, but deeper in the cells, where daily function really happens, there's frequently too little magnesium to keep muscles relaxed, energy steady, and rest truly restorative. Over 20 years, I've focused my practice on figuring out the genuine shifts that happen as we age, how proper nutrition supports us through them, and why so many people in their later years end up fighting a persistent kind of weariness that doesn't respond to ordinary fixes. I've heard countless accounts from patients who were sure their all-day exhaustion, no matter how long they stayed in bed, the sharp leg cramps that yank them awake in the darkness, the cloudy thinking that makes ordinary choices feel overwhelming, or the nights when sleep arrives in short bursts instead of deep stretches, were simply what happens when you get older. The truth is that magnesium deficiency slips in without fanfare, stays under the radar, and escapes notice in routine checkups far too often. But the hopeful part is that we can help correct it with sensible, low-key steps that don't demand major life changes or big expenses. Much of the information floating around about fading energy, tightening muscles, or elusive sleep in later life overlooks this essential mineral. Doctors review blood work, see magnesium numbers fitting the standard range, and frequently conclude there's nothing to pursue further. Yet your body relies on magnesium precisely where the most important processes occur, deep inside every cell, not only in the blood circulating through your veins. That's the reason symptoms can emerge slowly and appear scattered. A tiredness that weighs on you from the moment you wake until you lie down again. Cramps that disrupt precious rest. Nights of restlessness rather than relaxation. A gentle undercurrent of unease or quick temper, or even fleeting unusual beats in your heart. They arrive gradually, one by one, quietly reducing the comfort and joy in ordinary days. During our time together here, I want to guide you through a practical, easy-to-understand approach that has made a genuine difference for many people I've seen in my office, helping their bodies use magnesium more effectively once again. The purpose is clear and simple: steadier energy that carries you comfortably through morning to evening, muscles that remain relaxed and cooperative, especially during quiet nighttime hours, sleep that leaves you feeling renewed instead of still tired, and a mind that feels sharper and less clouded, so everyday moments feel lighter and more enjoyable. These recommendations rest on dependable research from well-regarded institutions, including Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins University, and the National Institutes of Health, giving solid confidence in their value. Best of all, following through doesn't involve abandoning foods you enjoy, creating strict schedules, or investing in high-priced supplements or devices. If this is resonating with you right now, would you mind dropping a quick comment with just your age? It helps me picture the group here and understand how many might already be noticing these subtle clues that magnesium could be part of the picture. The message I most want to leave with you is this: you really don't need to keep living with that lingering fatigue, those disruptive nighttime leg cramps, or sleep that never quite satisfies as an inevitable part of aging. Let's carefully look at the changes happening inside that deserve more attention. When we enter our 60s and 70s, several natural developments in the body begin to make it more challenging to maintain the magnesium levels our cells require for smooth operation. One of the most significant involves the digestive tract and its ability to absorb nutrients from food. Back in younger days, The gut acted almost like an automatic system, efficiently drawing in magnesium and other vital elements with minimal loss. As time passes, however, that particular efficiency for magnesium declines noticeably. You could be enjoying meals loaded with strong sources, plenty of dark green vegetables, a variety of nuts, and still have less magnesium making its way into your system than expected. In the walls of the small intestine are specialized proteins functioning as dedicated carriers, referred to in scientific studies as TRPM6 and TRPM7. These proteins transport magnesium from the digestive contents into the bloodstream for delivery to cells throughout the body. Research funded by the NIH has demonstrated that in adults over 65, these carriers work at a reduced pace. They perform 20 to 30% less effectively compared to earlier years. This modest but consistent decrease means that even a well-balanced diet, one that nutrition experts would praise, can result in cells gradually receiving less magnesium than they need because the uptake process has slowed without anyone realizing it. Some of you may be thinking that if eating habits have been reasonable for years or decades, why would this become relevant now? The answer lies in the very gradual nature of the change. It doesn't arrive with a sudden crash. Instead, each passing day contributes a small deficit, and those small deficits quietly build. Over weeks that turn into months, the cumulative effect surfaces in ways that impact daily living. You might wake up feeling as though rest never truly happened. A sudden cramp in the calf can pull you upright in bed with pain shooting through the muscle, or you lie awake in the early hours with thoughts that refuse to settle. These moments happen to more people than we often acknowledge. If you've experienced a night where a leg cramp forces you to bolt upright, hands clutching the muscle as you massage it urgently to ease the spasm, or occasions when your mind spins with concerns at a time when the house is silent and everyone else sleeps, consider typing cramp in the comments. Seeing that word appear can remind others they're far from alone in facing this. The kidneys contribute another layer to the situation. In earlier years, they excel at holding onto magnesium, pulling most of it back into circulation, rather than allowing it to exit in urine. With advancing age, that retention mechanism becomes somewhat less efficient, permitting greater daily loss. When you combine that with medications commonly prescribed later in life, diuretics for controlling blood pressure or swelling, acid-suppressing drugs for digestive comfort, or specific other blood pressure treatments, the outflow increases further. Visualize magnesium as a modest daily reserve of resources your body counts on for ease and strength. If the reserve leaks out more quickly than you replenish it, the balance drops steadily and silently until symptoms make the shortage impossible to ignore. The Harvard Aging Study monitored more than 1,200 individuals aged 65 and older over a full 5-year period and revealed a striking pattern. Those using long-term diuretics showed magnesium levels up to 25% below those not on such medications. That kind of persistent depletion carries real weight over time. Magnesium holds a vital position in the production of ATP, the fundamental energy molecule that powers virtually every activity, whether that's standing to answer the door, reading a favorite book, or holding a conversation with a friend. You can picture ATP as billions of microscopic batteries distributed across your cells. Magnesium serves as the key component that enables those batteries to charge completely. When magnesium supplies run low, the charging efficiency drops, resulting in a profound fatigue that persists despite rest or nourishment, the sort that makes even light activities feel burdensome. Researchers at Johns Hopkins examined adults aged 60 to 75 who thoughtfully supplemented magnesium. After only 8 weeks, indicators of cellular energy increased by 38%, and those involved reported noticeably greater endurance during daily routines and a substantial reduction in that persistent heavy tiredness. In addition to fueling energy, magnesium fosters calmness in the nervous system by partnering with GABA, a neurotransmitter that functions as a soothing influence, signaling the brain that it's safe to unwind. Low magnesium weakens that soothing influence, leaving the nervous system in a subtle, ongoing alert state, even when the body craves rest. It resembles an engine stuck at a higher idle speed. You long to downshift into relaxation, but the revving continues quietly. This pattern commonly leads to challenges in drifting off, frequent awakenings, or a lingering sense of restlessness or quick irritation. Stress compounds the issue because it rapidly depletes magnesium stores, while inadequate sleep heightens stress, which in turn consumes more magnesium, forming a loop that extends sleepless periods and makes days feel more draining. Magnesium further instructs muscles to unclench after contraction. Insufficient levels allow muscles to remain tense longer than ideal, paving the way for sudden, sharp nighttime cramps or intermittent fluttering sensations in the chest. The European Journal of Clinical Nutrition reviewed data on adults over 60 and determined that lower magnesium correlated with a 52% higher likelihood of experiencing those cramps and palpitations. When viewed one at a time, the fatigue, cramps, interrupted sleep, and emotional edginess may appear unrelated, yet they often connect through the same root, a magnesium shortfall weaving them together. To illustrate how this can unfold in everyday life, let me describe a couple of people whose stories stand out. Margaret was 72 when she first visited. She had maintained an active lifestyle and mindful eating for years, yet she arrived looking fatigued and somewhat discouraged. Sitting across from me, she shared openly, "I've done everything the way I thought I should. Walks every day, lots of greens, nothing processed. But I'm so tired all the time. The leg cramps at night are awful. They wake me suddenly, and the pain is intense enough that I can't settle back down. I feel like I'm missing something, because this shouldn't be happening." Her conventional lab panels returned within normal limits, but examining functional magnesium use showed the discrepancy. We introduced the relax protocol slowly and methodically. 4 weeks on, she returned noticeably brighter. The cramps had lessened by approximately 70%. Her sleep extended from 4 to 5 fragmented hours to 6 or 7 that felt genuinely deep and renewing. Mornings brought clearer mental focus, and her blood pressure had improved modestly from 148/92 to 126/78. She described the relief of rising without that immediate sense of heaviness and how much more pleasure she found in her daily movement again. Robert, 68 and recently retired from engineering, approached his appointment with a mix of frustration and concern. He explained a steady decline in vitality and occasional heart sensations that unsettled him. "My energy disappears so quickly now," he told me. "I start the day intending to get things done, but by midday I'm wiped out. And at night, those little flutters in my chest make me lie there wondering if I should be worried about something bigger." Standard testing showed no red flags, but magnesium dynamics painted a clearer picture. We implemented the relax protocol with careful pacing, beginning modestly and progressing as tolerated. 8 weeks later, his energy had become more dependable. The flutters had faded to almost nothing. Blood pressure settled to 126/78, and he expressed genuine gratitude. "It's like someone turned the lights back on. I feel capable again, not held back by my own body." Experiences like Margaret's and Robert's occur regularly in practice. Evidence from Harvard and Johns Hopkins supports the observation that appropriate magnesium enhancement paired with improved dietary habits commonly yields enhancements in muscle ease, sleep depth, mood consistency, and overall vigor among those over 60, with many noticing meaningful shifts within 4 to 8 weeks. Given these outcomes, precision in selecting the magnesium form, timing, and dosage becomes crucial. Mismatches often lead to underwhelming results and unnecessary discouragement. Let's go over the specific method I recommend to patients, named the Relax Protocol for its focus on restoring calm and equilibrium gently. The acronym represents 5 interconnected elements that support one another. Routine forms the cornerstone, emphasizing regular daily intake over irregular larger amounts. For most adults past 60, a target range of 200 to 400 milligrams per day proves effective, adjusted according to existing food sources and individual health factors. Starting conservatively at 100 to 200 milligrams and advancing gradually allows the body to adapt comfortably. Consistent daily use enables cells to replenish magnesium reserves in a measured, dependable manner. Compare it to nourishing a houseplant with small amounts of water regularly, rather than drenching it infrequently. The steady care promotes healthy growth without overwhelming the roots. Incorporating magnesium-rich foods provides a natural, enjoyable foundation. Vegetables such as spinach and Swiss chard offer abundant supplies, while nuts like almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds contribute generously. Avocados, black beans, and lentils round out strong options. Combining these with healthy fats, for instance, a light dressing of olive oil on greens or enjoying the natural creaminess of avocado, enhances absorption significantly. Weaving these foods into regular meals establishes reliable support that's pleasant to sustain and aligns easily with long-term habits. Selecting the appropriate supplement form matters greatly since each type addresses particular needs differently. Magnesium glycinate stands out for its gentleness on the digestive system and effectiveness in promoting restful sleep, easing muscle cramps, and reducing feelings of anxiety. It fosters a sense of calm without side effects for most. Magnesium citrate proves valuable when constipation accompanies other symptoms, as it naturally attracts water to the intestines to support smoother regularity. Magnesium malate often delivers a subtle energizing effect, making it preferable when persistent fatigue or muscle discomfort dominates concerns. Magnesium oxide should generally be avoided due to limited absorption and frequent stomach irritation. A frequent error is choosing a supplement based on price or availability alone, without matching the form to the most pressing symptoms. Absorption benefits from thoughtful timing and complementary practices. Evening administration commonly maximizes benefits for muscle relaxation and sleep support, though dividing doses suits higher needs or better tolerance. Consuming it with meals minimizes any potential mild digestive discomfort and improves uptake. Simultaneously, reducing magnesium-depleting influences, such as limiting excess sugar intake, addressing chronic stress through small relaxation moments, and ensuring calcium consumption doesn't far outpace magnesium, helps preserve what you add. Managing these factors allows the supplemented magnesium to remain active and useful longer. Experience closes the loop by encouraging close observation and gradual refinement. Keep an uncomplicated daily or weekly log tracking leg cramps, sleep depth and continuity, daytime energy patterns, and mood steadiness. Record even minor shifts. Should changes lag after a few weeks, experiment by switching forms or modifying the dose incrementally, perhaps 50 to 100 milligrams at a time, while monitoring response. Between 2 and 4 weeks, the majority report reduced frequency or severity of nighttime cramps, sleep that becomes more unbroken and rejuvenating, energy that sustains without sharp drops, and a noticeably calmer disposition. This attentive monitoring aligns the approach precisely with personal needs, guarding against excess or insufficiency, and permits benefits to accumulate meaningfully over time. Implementing the relax protocol typically reveals progress in phases. Week 1 often introduces subtle enhancements, perhaps diminished leg twitching during rest, or evenings that carry a slightly greater sense of ease. Week 2 tends to bring easier onset of sleep, deeper phases within rest periods, thinning of morning grogginess, and an initial modest rise in vitality that persists longer. Weeks 3 and 4 generally deliver more evident improvements. Leg cramps often reduce by 50 to 70%. Energy distribution evens out across the day, and any concurrent constipation frequently resolves as bowel movements become more regular. Beyond week 4, these gains solidify into a lasting pattern. Sleep provides full restoration so awakenings feel positive. Muscles release tension readily, even following exertion. Energy maintains reliability rather than fluctuating, and mood remains even without abrupt shifts. The overall effect builds a substantial yet understated renewal that deepens steadily across weeks, independent of hasty measures or fleeting remedies. When considering any adjustment, safety remains paramount. The relax protocol aims to enhance natural function, but does not serve as a remedy or replacement for medical conditions. Maintain all prescribed medications exactly as instructed unless your physician directs otherwise. Should kidney function be compromised, heart rhythm concerns exist, or medications like diuretics be in use, Consult your doctor prior to beginning supplementation. Initiate at a modest level, approximately 100 to 200 milligrams daily, and progress gradually to facilitate smooth adaptation while reducing likelihood of minor digestive responses such as loose stools. Magnesium maintains a favorable safety profile with mindful use, though interactions with some medications warrant caution, making personal observation essential. Regard this as deliberately fortifying the underlying structure of a home to ensure lasting stability, rather than applying temporary enhancements that quickly wear away. I encourage you to select one approachable aspect of the Relax protocol and give it your consistent attention. Perhaps that means identifying the magnesium form best suited to your symptoms and beginning a gentle evening dose, or committing to include more spinach or nuts in daily eating, or simply starting a short record of cramps, sleep patterns, and energy fluctuations to observe trends. Stay with your chosen element faithfully for 30 days. Afterward, return and share your observations in the comments, however slight they may seem. I review each one personally, knowing that your account can offer valuable encouragement to others navigating similar experiences. Your body has carried you faithfully through innumerable moments, challenges, and joys. It warrants the gentle care that preserves its comfort and capability instead of permitting a readily addressable deficiency to erode it unnoticed. You possess the means to welcome greater ease, resilience, and well-being through uncomplicated, considerate choices. Should these thoughts have brought some clarity or encouragement, I invite you to remain part of the conversation as we continue sharing useful insights for thriving in later years. Our next discussion will cover several additional nutrients that provide reliable safeguarding for bone health, cognitive clarity, and cardiovascular well-being beyond 60, with one often overlooked despite its importance. For those who followed along to this point, place the phrase "steady days ahead" in the comments to acknowledge your presence here. My sincere thanks for joining me. May your path forward include more vitality and tranquil evenings.